Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Last Lap, where we give you guys news, reviews of races, and predictions for upcoming races. Everything related to NASCAR, so if you're into NASCAR, you're in the right place. Before we hop into this video, we just want to remind you guys to hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel grow, helps us reach new people, and all of that. So that would be greatly appreciated. And then you can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at The Last Lap News. We post some stuff in between the races on there as well, and sometimes I'm active on Twitter and tweeting during all the races throughout the week too, so you can catch us over there. All of that will be linked in the description down below. We got my guy Matthew joining us as always. How you doing today?
Good as always. Looking forward to these next couple weeks as I got some fun stuff ahead in terms of racing related.
Yeah, we'll keep you guys updated on all of that. Maybe on Sunday we'll release some information on what's going on with the races and all of that, and we might be going to a few and stuff like that. But we'll keep you guys updated on that. Let's start off with some news. Let's go ahead and do that. So the first piece of news we're going to talk about is a test that was at Richmond. Bubba Wallace was the only driver to test there, and he tested the next-gen car, and I don't think many people knew about this test until like the day of or the day before, but he was the only one there, and he tested the next-gen car. It looked a little different than usual. It didn't have like that black and bluish kind of paint scheme. It had kind of more like a red color on it this time, but I'm not exactly sure how much they were trying to test. I don't know if it was tires or whatever, but Matthew, what do you think about Bubba Wallace testing the next-gen car at Richmond?
Well, it is a tire test from what I've heard. Apparently, they are done with the data and all the developing of the next gen car. That's all done. The only thing they're doing right now is tire testing for these tracks with this new next gen car. The sound of this car just sounds amazing. I love the deep sound that has with the throttle. I think it sounds really good. I mean, nothing much came out of this test because it was just single car runs, not really, multiple cars. I think it'll get more interesting with these tests when multiple cars on the track side by side. I still love seeing that small spoiler on the car, even though the last race we used a small spoiler. It didn't work out too good, in my opinion. But other than that, though, I think nothing much really happened. It was just a tire test for Richmond. And that next gen car is sounding really good, and still looking forward to these manufacturers coming out with the designs of these next gen cars.
Yeah, I think we'll probably get more of the on-track testing with a bunch of other cars once NASCAR lets all the team owners and teams get their own next-gen car, because this one, the one they've been testing, is like the same one or two cars over and over again, and there's no like manufacturer on the car or anything like that. So we'll probably see a lot more cars on track once NASCAR lets the owners get their own cars, which should be pretty soon since they're pretty much done with the development stage of the car and all of that, and this was pretty much just a tire test. But it'll be interesting for sure once we see more testing on track and hear how those cars sound on track together, because that sound definitely is really good and deep, and definitely it'll probably get your heart going pretty good if next season when we're allowed to see them on track. So now we're going to transition into our next set of news, which is a lot. In the past few days, a ton of drivers have announced that they will be racing in the truck race at Bristol Dirt, which is next Saturday. And last week, I think we announced that Kevin Harvick was one of the drivers, but since then, there have been a lot of drivers that have announced that they're racing in that truck race. If you guys follow us on Instagram, I posted a post and it had like 8 different tweets from Bob Pockers and Jeff Gluck and all of the news guys involved with NASCAR, and there were several different names. Let me make sure I get all of them right. So Truex is one. He's going to be racing for KBM. Kyle Larson will be racing for Nice Motorsports. Kevin Harvick, who we already announced, is going to be with David Gilliland. And then I don't know what teams these three are racing for, but Chase Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, and Ryan Newman will also be attempting to race in the Bristol Dirt Race for the Truck Series. And then on top of that, Truck Series driver Stuart Friesen will be making his Cup Series debut on the Bristol Dirt track on Sunday after the truck race, so he'll be doing double duty. And surprisingly, his wife will actually be racing in the truck race with him on Saturday for the Bristol Dirt. So that's really cool and exciting. I think that's the first time since sometime in the 90s when a couple has raced in a NASCAR race together, so that'll be interesting. His wife has dirt experience and everything, so it's not like she's just hopping into a car. She has no idea what she's doing, so I think that'll be really interesting. Matthew, what's your biggest name, I guess, or biggest surprise that is in the trying to get into the truck dirt race or something?
Well, first of all, for that news I was talking about earlier, I will be going to that Bristol Dirt Race, the truck race, precisely. I'm not going to be able to go to the Cup Series one because they sold out quick. But I'm able to go to the truck dirt race at Bristol. I'm going to be there for that. I'm going to be watching all the heat races with the trucks and Cups. I get to see Cup cars on track at least. I'm really excited to go there. So I'll be seeing these Cup drivers in these trucks for this race on Saturday night. Biggest surprise, maybe, I don't know, to be honest. Maybe Kyle Larson, just because he's had so much dirt experience. I didn't expect him to be in a truck race since he's already experienced on dirt. But I guess he wanted more practice, so can't fault him for that. Stuart Friesen going to Cup Series. That's definitely a great idea for him, considering I think this Cup race at Bristol Dirt, I think it could be anybody's race. I think it's going to be so unpredictable. We might even have a surprise winner, just because of how unpredictable this race is going to be. I'm not saying Stuart Friesen in a Cup car is going to be top 5 contender, but you never know. It could be top 10, top 15. You never know with his dirt experience. So I'm going to keep my eye on Stuart Friesen during that Cup race. And also in trucks, since he's already won a dirt race in trucks at Eldora the last time they went to Eldora. And speaking of Friesen, his wife in the race. That'll be an interesting one. As long as they don't wreck each other, I think it'll be just fine. As for his wife, I don't know how good she'll be in the in a truck. I know she has dirt experience, but I guess we'll see on the track how good she really is in a truck in the dirt.
And just to clarify that other NASCAR drivers are doing the Dirt Nationals. I think that's this week and next week, leading up to the Truck Series race on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I know
Austin Dillon's already won one already.
Yeah, Austin Dillon won a race, and then Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott are going to be in there. Christopher Bell, I think, is he going to be in there too? One of them.
I don't know. I don't keep up with Dirt Nationals that much.
But the two main drivers we know of are Chase Elliott and Kyle Busch. I don't know if they'll be in the same race because there's several different divisions of Dirt Nationals and all that kind of stuff. But Chase Elliott and Kyle Busch will be doing in that. But I'm sure there'll be a few more drivers that announce that they'll be doing either Dirt Nationals or the Truck Series or whatever in the next few days. So just stay tuned to our Instagram and Twitter, and we'll be sure to post you guys up on that. But transitioning into our last piece of news, which is probably the most shocking news that we got this week, is that LeBron James, the famous NBA player, if you don't know who he is, then look him up, but you probably shouldn't need to look him up. But anyways, LeBron James announced that he is a co-owner of the Fenway Sports Group. So if you're familiar with NASCAR, that last name Fenway, Roush Fenway is a Cup owner in the Cup Series for a long time. The 6 car, he's owned that car for I don't even know how long. Mark Martin drove that car in the 90s and 2000s, and now it's the 6 and the 17. Greg Biffle drove for Roush Fenway for a while in the 16 car, but Roush Fenway owns the 6 and the 17 car in the Cup Series, and LeBron James bought into the co-ownership of the Fenway Sports Group, but that isn't just NASCAR. So the Fenway Sports Group owns part of the Liverpool soccer team overseas and the Boston Red Sox, because obviously their park is called Fenway Park. But I don't know, like, it's crazy just to hear the name LeBron James associated with NASCAR, while I don't think he bought into this just for the NASCAR part of it, because obviously the Red Sox and Liverpool are probably way more attractive than Roush Fenway Racing and NASCAR. I'm not LeBron, so I can't speak for him, but I would assume he probably bought in for those two primary things, and NASCAR was kind of under the radar. But you never know. Like, Michael Jordan could have had an influence on that. Michael Jordan starting his own NASCAR team might have drawn LeBron to come towards that, but I haven't heard LeBron say anything publicly about it, so I'm not 100% sure. But Matthew, what's your reaction to hearing LeBron kind of associated with a NASCAR team now?
Well, first, it seems like LeBron always wants to be the owner of anything in Boston. If anyone in Boston gets it, you know what I mean. But it's a joke. I'm just kidding. But as for the NASCAR part, I mean, I don't really think he really did this just for the team. I mean, you never know. Maybe over time he might, be more invested in that, just like he is at the Red Sox and Liverpool right now. But I think he's just really did that just for the Red Sox and Liverpool team. But you never know. I mean, if he does want to be a part of it, go right ahead. I mean, MJ's done it. Pitbull's already done it. I don't see why not LeBron James might want to do it as well. I mean, we've seen a lot of ever since Michael Jordan formed 23XI Racing. We've seen a lot of celebrity athletes or celebrities as well want to invest in NASCAR as an owner or as a sponsor, and that's that MJ effect. As we see, MJ affects a lot of things, whether it's the shoe industry, as Jimmy knows real well about, or basically the sport as an icon, basically. So it just shows how MJ really has the power to just change whatever he is doing, whether it's basketball, whether it's shoes, whether it's a brand, his brand itself, and NASCAR right now. As we've seen Pitbull join in, we've seen that NFL star sponsor an Xfinity car. We've seen a country music star owning an Xfinity Series team, that 26 car. And now we've seen LeBron James, technically, quote, quote, a part owner of Roush Fenway. So I'm looking forward to see if LeBron really is going to, invest in Fenway like he's doing with these other two teams. And I can't wait to see if there's any other celebrity athletes that want to be a part of NASCAR as well.
Yeah, I just thought of a good point for kind of why LeBron wouldn't really be involved in the NASCAR side of things, because if he wanted to get involved in NASCAR, I'm sure he probably would have bought into a little bit more of a successful team than Roush Fenway right now. Like, don't get me wrong, Roush Fenway is definitely like a recognizable name in the sport, but like, if I'm LeBron, I'm going all in with like Joe Gibbs Racing, Hendrick Motorsports, Penske, all of those kind of teams, or starting his own team kind of like Michael Jordan did with a top tier driver and Denny Hamlin and stuff like that. But I don't know, I guess we won't know until LeBron says something, if he says something about the NASCAR aspect of this co-ownership that he bought into. But now we're going to transition into our final part of the episode, which will be our picks for this weekend at Atlanta. It will be a triple header, but the Truck and Xfinity race are both going to be on Saturday, which is interesting. They might have done that last year too. I don't remember. But Truck and Xfinity are both going to be Saturday. The Truck race first at 2:30, and then Xfinity race at 5 o'clock. and then Sunday will be the Cup race at 3 o'clock. And I guess since I got a point last week, I guess I'll let Matthew do his truck and Xfinity picks. But before we start, I do want to announce that Kyle Busch will be in the truck race again at Atlanta, and Martin Truex will be making an Xfinity start at Atlanta this weekend. So, Matthew, who are your truck and Xfinity picks?
Well, for a truck race, I know I picked Kyle Busch last time, but that didn't go so well. Even though he was close, but it didn't go so well. I'm still going to pick him. Come on, you can't deny it. I know he didn't win last time. You never know. Who knows? I think this race, he'll definitely win this race. I'm still going to keep an eye on John Hunter Nemechek because I still think he's the best driver in the truck series right now. So I'm going to keep my eye on Nemechek as well. As for Xfinity Series, Cindric on a roll, but it's a tough choice. Man, who should I really?
I know your two picks too. I know the two people are going back and forth between, and I'm probably gonna pick the other one. So
I'm gonna pick AJ Allmendinger just because the last mile and a half they just went to. AJ Allmendinger did win that race, and he won at Atlanta last year. So I got AJ Allmendinger for Xfinity.
Okay, those aren't the two picks I was thinking of that you had for Xfinity. But anyways, so for me in the truck series, you obviously stole my pick. I remember in Las Vegas that I picked somebody, and then you were like, you didn't know Kyle Busch was racing? And I was like, nope.
It was too late.
But yeah, since I let you pick first, but I'm going to pick Kyle Busch's teammate, John Hunter Nemechek, because he's probably the only person that could beat Kyle Busch, as long as Kyle Busch has a good truck and doesn't have any issues.
Or blows a tire again.
Happen. Yeah, that too. The opposite could very much happen from what happened at Las Vegas. Kyle Busch could easily win and John Hunter Nemechek finish second. But I'm going to pick John Hunter Nemechek. And then for the Xfinity Series, I'm kind of surprised you didn't consider him. But I was thinking of AJ Allmendinger, but my other pick is going to be Martin Truex Jr. He's going to be my pick. It might be kind of like a sleeper pick, kind of, or not like a bold prediction, kind of, just because he hasn't raced.
It could be a threat,
but
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he could win. He could easily win, but I don't know. It's just kind of a variable because he hasn't raced in the Xfinity Series in so long, but he's still in Joe Gibbs equipment, so if he's in Joe Gibbs equipment, he'll definitely be in the top 5, top 10. So Martin Truex Jr. will be my Xfinity pick. And now we're going to hop into our Cup picks. And I'm going to pick first because I want to, and I won last week. So I'm going to pick Cup first. And for the Cup Series, so just a reminder, we have our main pick, our threat pick, and our sleeper pick. The main pick is worth 1 point. Main pick is 3 points. Threat pick 2, sleeper pick 1 point. And I'm currently up 1-0, but that could easily change this week. So for the Cup Series, my main pick, this honestly might kind of be a sleeper pick this week, just because he hasn't performed that well in 2021 so far. But I'm gonna pick Kevin Harvick. He's gonna be my main pick, just because he's very good at Atlanta. And SHR is slowly starting to pick up the pace, and I believe Kevin Harvick will get his first win of the 2021 season. So that's my main pick. My threat pick is going to be Denny Hamlin, because he's ran pretty good at Atlanta as well. It's been a while since he's won there, but he's ran very well there. Denny Hamlin's going to be my threat pick. And then my sleeper pick, I don't know if this classifies as a sleeper pick or not, but I'm going to pick Kyle Larson. I don't know if that counts as a sleeper or not. Just because, I don't know, Atlanta, he's probably really slept on just because Atlanta isn't a track you would think of him to be good at, but I think he could very well excel there because of how much you have to control the car, and like if you run 1 or 2 laps on tires, you have to pit because tire wear is terrible there. And that kind of goes into the line with Homestead, where you kind of have to take care of your tires and all of that. So Kyle Larson's going to be my sleeper pick. Just to recap, Kevin Harvick, main pick, Hamlin, threat, Larson, sleeper. So Matthew, let me hear your picks.
Well, I know you're going to like this one. My main pick is going to be Chase Elliott, and here's my reason why. We've seen Hendrick Motorsports so far in the mile and a half being dominant. William Byron winning at Homestead. Kyle Larson winning at Las Vegas. But Chase Elliott, we all know he's from Dawsonville, Georgia. And I think that hometown life is going to boost him up a little bit. And since Hendrick's been good at these mile and a half this year, I think Chase Elliott is going to be a serious threat to win this race. So I got Chase Elliott as my main pick. My threat is going to be Kevin Harvick, just because he's always been good at Atlanta over the years. Even though like there was like a big gap between the first time he won there and the second time he won there, he's always been good there. So I got him as my threat. And my sleeper is going to be Brad Keselowski, because I think he's won like 2 of the last 4 or 5 or something like that. He's been really good at this track as well. So I got Brad Keselowski as my sleeper.
I'm honestly kind of surprised you picked Chase, because I don't recall him ever being in contention to win, but like this year could be a whole new year, and who knows, maybe he could pull off the win. But if that happens, that Sunday night episode, I'm gonna be going crazy, throwing a celebration. But
I think I just regret my pick now. I just regret my pick.
Well, that's all for our picks for this weekend. Let us know down below who your picks are for the week, maybe for Truck, Xfinity, and Cup. But that's going to wrap it up for this episode, guys. We really hope you guys enjoyed it. We love pumping out these videos for you guys twice a week. And we might consider doing a third video just with Matthew going to the Bristol Dirt Truck Race. We're not 100% sure yet. We'll either do that, or we'll include some of his footage into the episode, like recapping the weekend and all of that. But that won't be till next weekend. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.